Raw emotion, powerful messages. We need the community. Right now, we want to bring in Syracuse Mayor Ben Walsh. Mayor Walsh, thanks for being here.
Happy to be on.
Mayor, obviously a very emotional day. We heard the deputy mayor, the council president there. I imagine emotional for you, but I can only imagine how emotional it is for the families involved. Have you had a chance to reach out to them and talk to them at all?
I haven't been able to speak to the families directly, but boy, we're lucky to have those two women, Council President Hudson and Deputy Mayor Owens, leading our city. This is emotional for all of us, and these are our neighbors. And I think the fact that it happens, that it's happening to young children, both as victims and perpetrators, just makes it that much more painful. We deal with these issues this time of year, every year. But again, when you have young children involved, it's just a different level of emotion.
I know, Mayor, you say this, change is needed, but there are programs available. So what kind of change are you looking for, and how do you make those programs that currently exist available to those who need the services the most?
Well, we've worked very hard to introduce new programs to support our children and our families. That's why we've invested so much in summer youth employment for our young children. That's why we're investing in a new police athletic league, in parks programming. But unfortunately, those programs aren't catching all of the kids. We have kids and families slipping through the cracks. And what you heard the council president, deputy mayor say, this isn't normal. But unfortunately, there are people in our community, there are kids that are growing up that this is normal to. And so we need to wrap our arms around those kids and those families and help them understand why this can't be normal, and make sure that they're valuing their own lives and the lives of others.
Mayor, you have said, I think even at City Hall today, that you have regular meetings with people like the police chief, the school superintendent. But what's coming out of those kinds of meetings? Are we making any progress with those kinds of things?
Yeah, again, I mean, in addition to the programs that I mentioned that are well underway, this new police athletic league, that's something that the chief and I agreed is a priority. It gets young kids in the door, gets them engaged in sports activities, other programming. So that comes out of those conversations. I meet regularly with the superintendent. We've talked about what additional support services we can provide. Again, not just to the kids, to the families, because it is our adults that are struggling, which results in our kids struggling, and it becomes a cycle that we have to break.
And clearly, Mayor, this problem is bigger than just the city. Do you want outside help? Do you need outside help? If so, what kind?
The violence that's plaguing the city is plaguing communities across the country. Make no mistake, the pandemic absolutely is impacting our current situation. There's a long tail to this pandemic, and unfortunately, I think we're beginning to see what that looks like. Our young people that have been under so much strain over the past year, that have been out of school, which provides so much of that support that they're not able to get at home. So I've been in touch with mayors across New York State. They're all dealing with very similar situations. And so while we're not unique in the challenges that we're facing, I do want to be unique in the solutions. And I think we've got the right partners to do that. We just need to continue to double down on our efforts and to make sure that we're not letting our kids and our families slip through the cracks.
So, Mayor, do you kind of have at least maybe specific, maybe it's more general, a next point, a check-in for you, your staff, the administration, community leaders, of where we can start to gauge, are we making any inroads here? We headed in the right direction? What's that look like for you as we go forward now?
Yeah, I mentioned earlier, it's not as though nothing is working. We have organizations in this community that are doing really good on the ground work with young people and families. So we need to, again, double down on what's working. I think we have an incredible opportunity with the federal funding that we've received for the purposes of recovering from the pandemic. Again, there is a direct correlation here between some of the violence that we're seeing, some of the mental health challenges that we're seeing, and the pandemic. So we are meeting with the district, who's also received funds, with the county, with our local partner organizations that are doing good work on the ground, to really the next step is to prioritize, to lift up what's working, and to double down and to make significant investments. So you're going to see in the coming weeks us make commitments to invest significant federal dollars to amplify and accelerate the programming and the support services in place.
All right, well, keep us informed on that. Syracuse Mayor Ben Walsh, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you.